Evening, guys. How's it going? It is Wednesday, the 18th of December. We are 7 days away from Christmas Day, 6 days away from Christmas Eve, which is my tradition, which is a Latin tradition, even though I'm in Canada. At this time of year, it's quite easy to get caught up in the hype of Christmas, the commerciality of it, the buying, shopping, extending yourself. I think we've lost that capacity to understand that Christmas is and always should be about family, time spent together. Sure, for the kids, you can get them presents, as long as you do it within reason, right? North America is definitely a consumer society. We get caught up in that, and then we wonder why people struggle sometimes, when our whole purpose as a society and as consumerism and businesses and just the way of life in North America, and I'm guessing a lot of European countries, is about shopping. It's about buying. It's about giving you things to try to forget about everyday life, filling that empty void. That empty void that can be life, and it's definitely empty if you value the wrong things, right? I mean, it stems in every aspect of life, from family to family relationships, work relationships, to romantic relationships. I cannot tell you my view anyways on weddings, and women are going to get upset at me, but whatever the hell, that's life. I talk mostly to men. Ladies, I don't mean to insult you, but I'm being sincere in my honest opinion here. Sometimes I really don't know if women know what the hell marriage is all about, or a wedding. Not marriage. I digress. Not marriage, the institution, but wedding, right? To spend all this fucking, forgive my language, effing money on a one night, right, essentially. On a wedding, like a ridiculous prices for wedding dresses, guys. And then there's the party and the guests and where it's being held and all this other shit, Again, that is birthed in commercialism, right? And, making it not about family gathering together to celebrate something, but the money, the wedding dress, the honeymoon, the ring. Don't even get me started on rings, and how much should you spend on a ring and all this other shit, right? Please don't take me wrong. I am all for marriage, if that is what you are inclined to do, if it's traditional. Just that in today's society, it doesn't make a lot of sense for men to get married, right? We start with the ring, right? You got to make sure you get the ring. And depending on how high maintenance your woman is, that ring better be fancy, because she has to show it off to all her friends, right? And I know not all women are the same, but we're talking a high percentage of women fall into that category, right? And then there's the wedding dress, and then there's the party, and it goes on and on and on, right? Marriage as an institution is kind of flawed right now. It just it's not what it used to be. The values are different. It is so easy for people to get out of a marriage nowadays. I mean, we all know, we're not idiots, that a high percentage of divorces are started by women, right? They are the ones generating the divorce. And hence there, all the men are bad, all men are shit, all men are this and that and the other, right? Women take no accountability for for them playing also a big role in the falling apart of a relationship, right? It's always the guy. The court system in a divorce, it favors the woman all the time. Pretty much, I would tell you guys, the woman would have to be a drug addict and a freaking criminal in order for the guy to cut the brakes in a divorce. Like, that's just the simple facts, right? So it makes not a lot of sense for guys to go into a marriage without having your eyes and your head wide open, right? You gotta think of what you're getting into, guys, okay? Understand what you're getting into. Please don't take me wrong, I'm not saying all women are like that, but hey, there's a good reason why there's a high percentage of divorces, right? Mostly initiated by women, right? So let's not kid ourselves, all right? If you take this the wrong way, well, that's up to you. I'm only voicing my opinion. I'm not telling you to live by it. I'm just giving you my personal input through experience and what I've seen. So all I'm telling you is, be mindful before you say I do. Be careful of who you're getting into a relationship with. Understand the woman that you are getting into a relationship with. Women, understand the man you're getting into a relationship with. That goes both ways, guys. Okay? There are men that are abusive, okay? There are. There are men that are abusive. There are men that are alcoholics, or drug addicts, or sexist, or cheating, or I get it. But we're talking about the average person who's most of the people are good most of the time. We all have the capacity internally for bad actions, but most men are good at heart, So, but that's on you, right? That's on you to learn to understand the partner you're attracting. What are you putting out there? What energies are you putting out to the universe, to the world? And what are you attracting? And not just what are you attracting, what are you valuing? What are you overvaluing? What are you undervaluing, right? Like, if you have a high maintenance woman that always is requiring all kinds of shit, and only wants to go out to fancy restaurants with you and only wants this, and you're expected to pay for everything, and you better be careful, buddy, Those are clear warning signs and red flags for you to get the F away, right? Now, if you're a high value guy and you have lots of money and that's not a big issue to you, that's fine. But also make sure you're not being taken for your money, right? For us average guys, well, we just want a nice family. We want a nice average girl. I'm not talking average looks, but you know what I mean. There's nothing wrong with a 7. Most of us are not in the high end. That's a smaller percentage of the population that lives up there. You can still be attractive. Don't worry, you don't have to be in that different part of the equation. But just understand who you're getting involved with, right, guys? Learn to see the signs. This goes for men and women, right? Understand that most people at the beginning of relationships are putting on a mask. I'm not saying they're intentionally trying to be deceitful, but they are on their best behavior, right? Everybody at the beginning of any relationship is at their best behavior. Why? Because you're trying to impress that other person. You are showing your good nature, not your bad side or not your bad habits, right? That's just common sense. But as time goes by, we start showing our true nature, and that's when you gotta be alert, be on high alert for everything. A lot of people look for physical chemistry, which is understood because we see everything through the eyes. But learn to be discernful and learn to look at compatibility. Compatibility. Say it with me. What is compatible? Compatible means similar. Not the same, not identical, but it means similar. You have similar tastes. You have similar goals. You have similar views on life, on family, on politics, and religion, whatever, right? The worst thing you can do is get into somebody that's completely different than you and that you didn't notice that differences until it was too late, okay? And believe me, opposites attract? Sure they do, but they don't last. Opposites attract, but they can clash. If there needs to be more similarity than differences, guys, because eventually differences will drift you apart, right? It's like trying to fit a square peg into a circle, right? A circular hole, not going to work, right? So, today's topic for me was primarily about, make sure you know who you're getting into a relationship with, okay? I mean, if you're looking for just a good time and a quick one-night stand, and if that's your thing, whatever, right? But if you're looking for a girl, if you're at an age where you're looking for a girl to start a life with, a relationship with, and I'm assuming that you will have good values too. Like, if you're a drunk, a drug addict, you like to get drunk every weekend, well, you ain't going to attract too much good unless you do a really good job of hiding that, right? But what I wanted to say was, just be discernful, understand who you're getting involved with, and look for the good things. You know, there has to be attraction, yes, 100%. But look for the good habits and learn to be alert and be aware of those bad habits. Bad habits doesn't mean she has to be drinking or whatever, you know. Bad habits, behavior. Moody, over emotional, controlling, bossy, you know. Not agreeable, disagreeable, right? Always fighting you on certain things. Being argumentative, you know. There's a lot to be said for old-fashioned, traditional, more submissive women. And I'm not saying submissive like you walk all over her. No, because relationships should be balanced. But a more submissive woman just means a sweeter woman, a more feminine woman, a gentler woman, a woman who's more understanding and caring. I mean, hell yeah, you know? That's what attracts a man to a woman, at least in my eyes, right? Do you want her to be attractive? Yes. Do you want to have a good love life? Definitely. But that is not as important and should not be at the core of what you value in a woman in a relationship, right? They're important aspects, but they're only a small fraction of the components, right? So, be discernful, be smart, know what you're looking for, be of high value yourself. High value doesn't mean money, guys, okay? Yes, you don't want to be an unemployed bum living in your parents' basement, definitely. But high value, to me, means a man who's responsible, a man who can hold down a job, a man who can pay his bills, a man who's trustworthy, a man who is able to be held at his word, you know? A man who understands good from wrong, right from wrong. A man who knows his place, who stands up for himself but doesn't need to be aggressive, doesn't need to be overly temperamental or over emotional. So, look for in a partner a woman that brings the best in you, right? A woman that brings out the best in you, that's supportive, and that gives you that, you know, gives you that sensation that you can trust her, that you can build a life together with her, and that she'll be by your side through thick and thin, and that you also support her in her endeavors, in her work life, in her personal life, and help her grow as a person, and understand that old-fashioned doesn't mean that you can't cook, that you can't do part of the housework with your wife, okay? So just be discernful, be smart, look for the good in a woman, but look for the good values, not just the beauty, not just the physical aspect. Look deeper than that. There's a lot of good women out there, right? Just like there's also a lot of shit women, forgive me, you know? Women that are in bars, in clubs, high-end, you know, looking for men to freaking buy them the world, and all they provide is maybe opening their legs once in a while, or, you know, whatever. You guys know what I mean, right? Or looking good on your arm. What does looking good in your arm have, you know, do other than, yeah, when you're out in public, oh, look at that guy. He's got, oh, man, she's, you know? So what? How is it at home? How does she make you feel at home? You know? Are you valued? Are you loved? Are you cared for? Are you supported? That's what's important, guys, okay? Please like, subscribe. You know, I have a lot of good content, but I need you guys to like and subscribe to the videos so I can put more of this informative, you know, chats for you guys, okay? Thank you.